They're the movers and the shakers. They're the ones who change our world. And they deserve places designed especially for them, built with kids' specific needs in mind. The latest technology in the caring hands of our dedicated pediatric specialists and primary care physicians, helping kids feel like kids. St. Tammany Parish Hospital, world-class health care for children close to home.
Hello and welcome to Healthy Living, brought to you by St. Tammany Parish Hospital. I'm your host, Christian Moises. We have a great show today all about kids and babies, and what we're going to do is we're going to tell you everything you need to know to keep them safe and let them have fun at the same time. First, we're joined by Sharon Moore, a clinical coordinator with Women and Children's Services at St. Tammany Parish Hospital. Sharon, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
One of the things that I know we wanted to talk about was SIDS. Louisiana and specifically St. Tammany Parish Hospital have some pretty high rates of SIDS-related and sleep-related deaths among babies.
Yes.
That's one of the things that you focus on is creating safe sleep environments, and I want you to kind of share a little bit about SIDS and maybe give us some stats first off.
So SIDS is sudden infant death syndrome, and they really don't know the cause of death after a complete investigation. And since 1990, when the AAP came out with a big back to sleep campaign, this side up, they put the little onesie on the babies, it's dramatically decreased the rate of SIDS. But unfortunately, the rate of asphyxia, which is the lack of oxygen, entrapment, and suffocation has been on the incline. And that's related to a lot of stuff that is in the crib along with the baby.
Right. And there are a lot of things that parents can do that the professionals at St. Tammany Parish Hospital inform them of, that they can do to create a safer sleep environment and prevent these things from happening. What are some of those things that y'all are telling patients and new parents to create that environment?
Well, the AAP, the American Academy of Pediatrics, have come up with some new safe sleep guidelines in 2011. And those are only put your baby in the crib. You don't need anything else. I mean, all the other crib bumpers and blankets and everything, pillows, those are all pretty, but take those out before you put the baby to bed. Obviously, back to sleep is still very important. Don't do any crib bumpers, loose blankets. You want to swaddle, or even they have sleep sacks. They have a lot of stuff on the market that you can look at that is safe for sleep and recommended. They actually say to give the baby a pacifier if they want it, and after the breastfeeding has been established, for nighttime and for nap time. It's also important to room share, but not co-bed. So
when you say room share, what exactly does that mean?
So we need to put a sleeping environment in the mother or father's room, the parent's room, and but separate from their bed. So a bassinet, a crib next to the bed of the parents.
Right. And how long, what age range should these safe sleep environments continue to be in place?
Well, the risk of SIDS is from 0 to 1 year of age.
Okay.
So the back to sleep, they say that it's really important to put your baby back to sleep. But if your child at 6 months is rolling from back to front, then that's okay. Let them sleep. But specifically 0 to 1 year of age is the highest risk of SIDS.
Right, and I know SIDS is one of those things that parents are terrified. They
Absolutely.
sit there and they watch their kids sleep. They don't get any sleep.
No.
And doing these things is a great precaution. What else, is there anything else that parents can do maybe to ease that fear so that they do get some sleep and they trust?
Well, following the AAP guidelines that they came out with would definitely, I mean, it's proven, it's researched that those are safe to practice. You obviously don't want to do anything other than that. Breastfeeding has shown to decrease the risk of SIDS, and getting your baby immunized with the vaccinations recommended by the CDC, Center for Disease and Control. So they show that decreases the risk of SIDS by 50% as well.
Really? Did they say
Yes.
why? I'm just curious.
No, I read that on the Healthy Babies website.
Yeah, and we're going to, on the screen, we're going to be sharing some sites that we can reference talking about AAP and other references on those tips and processes that you can do to make a safer sleep environment. But a lot of that is stuff that y'all share as a team in the new family center with new parents. And I know that we've done some great things at the hospital to really inform our new parents on how to create those environments. Kind of want to share a little bit of what we're doing at the hospital?
Yeah, exactly. We definitely want to share all of our improvements. We teamed up with Louisiana State Department of Health and Hospitals. Just like you said, Louisiana and specifically St. Tammany has one of the highest rates of SIDS and sleep-related deaths. So us as a hospital of that parish, we realize the importance of telling these parents what they can do to keep their babies safe. So we have on admit asked the parents what is their sleep environment going to look like on discharge? Do you need some resources? Some parents don't have the bassinet or the crib or porta crib that they need on discharge, so we try and get them those resources. We also, throughout the entire hospitalization, we assess the baby's sleep environment. Is there a pretty teddy bear that's in the crib that shouldn't be there? So we continuously assess the situation throughout in the room and everything. We also have placed tags that we have gotten from the NICHD that is a picture of exactly what a safe sleep environment looks like for a baby. That way visitors and parents can see what a safe sleep environment looks like, because it's not just about educating, it's about modeling, it's about showing. Some of the parents hear from their parents, well, this is how I did it back in my age. So we want to know, we want all the visitors that are taking care of the babies, because I'm sure the grandparents will be watching the baby as well. So we want everybody to know, the community to know, what a safe sleep environment looks like.
Right. And that's always on display, as you said. If you come up to the new family center and go to the nursery and see all the babies, you will see that.
You'll see all the little tags with the crib. So with all the improvements that we've done at St. Tammany, we have been recognized by the DHH as a Safe Sleep Champion Hospital, which is amazing.
Great. And what exactly does that mean? Just approving that we've met these standards. Tell me a little bit about what that designation.
Well, we have made improvements at our hospital and have educated our parents and modeled safe sleep with the new AAP guidelines.
Right. Well, Sharon, I appreciate it. All this information, a lot of this information will be on our website. We have a great story in our most recent Heart to Heart issue, and we are always putting stuff out on Facebook and social media, these little tips and whatnot. So thanks for being here today. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
And when we come back, we'll be talking with some representatives from the St. Tammany Parish Hospital Parenting Center about upcoming events and what you can do with the kids this summer.
For the best possible results, how far would you travel? Would you take an international flight to find a hospital that ranked among the very best in the world for the treatment of heart attacks? For the best possible results in 9 cardiac care measures, just how far would you go? St. Tammany Parish Hospital, world-class healthcare, close to home.
Welcome back to Healthy Living, brought to you by St. Tammany Parish Hospital. We're now joined by Paula Jarrell, Education Coordinator for the Parenting Center at St. Tammany Parish Hospital. Paula, thanks for being here today.
Yeah,
we've been talking a little bit about anger, and that's one of the things that you're doing at the Parenting Center is working on an anger management class called What's Good About Anger. It's kind of funny that we're laughing about anger, but it is a serious thing, because what you're trying to do is teach people how to make anger work for you and really harness maybe the emotion. And it's a strong emotion, but it is something serious that needs to be discussed. What we were just talking about was the explosive anger, but some of the issues that people don't think about is the silent treatment. I know you have some thoughts on that. So,
right, that when we're putting it out there that we're offering anger management, everyone thinks, well, that's for those folks that are blowing up or having real aggressive or volatile reactions to their anger, rage. But that's not what it's open to so much more. Most of us could really grow in the way that we deal with our anger. And the program that we use from the Anger Management Institute is what's good about anger, because their belief is that anger can be channeled to be a real good for us, that we can grow in assertiveness and conflict resolution and problem solving, because we tend not to do that a lot of times, just even in our relationships with our spouses, our friends, our parents, it could be our kids. Sometimes we just get that cold anger or that silent treatment. We shut down. Well, that's just not a good way to deal with it, because anger is just an emotion and we all experience it. There's no way to avoid it. So it's not experiencing anger, it's what do we do when we have it? How do we deal with it? That causes us either to develop our relationships, or sometimes it can become real destructive. And that's what we tend to look at, but it's not what the program or good anger programs are all about. They're about teaching anyone that's interested in learning how to better deal with their anger. What can I do with this? How can I grow? How can I not, affect the workplace or my closest friends and family with my anger? What do I do with that?
And everybody gets angry. It's a fact of life.
Definitely.
It depends on what kind of anger you are. And some coping techniques that everybody's heard about is count to 10 before you say something.
There you
Try
go.
to calm yourself. I mean, what are some coping mechanisms that you could, off the top of your head?
Well, it's pretty amazing. Anger arousal is like 1 to 3 seconds. So you really got to get good at recognizing those triggers. What sets me off? Because what sets you off and what sets me off may be totally different things.
Right.
So if we know our triggers and we know we're going into those situations, we can prepare ourselves. We almost make a little plan. We learn some self-talk issues, because anger actually affects us physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. So some of it's a cognitive thing. It's not the anger. The anger comes up. I always think it's like a little bulldog. Something's happening. There's a threat here. And so we have to wonder, is there a threat? Sometimes it's just a perceived threat.
Right.
So we learn to deal with our cognitive, they call it distortions, or 12-steppers call it stinking thinking. Sometimes we catastrophize. You know how our parents say we made mountains out of molehills? Yes.
Yep.
It's not, the problem isn't that big. It just looks that big to us. So we start learning how to recognize those thought processes and put things in place. Like you were saying, sometimes we can use real good, we learn we have hot self-talk, where we almost continue that cycle of anger. Well, you can learn positive self-talk to kind of neutralize some of the anger.
And what exactly is positive self-talk? You're not focusing on the negative, it's more focusing on the positive?
Right, and kind of internal control, our self-control. That's what we're doing. We're trying to develop and strengthen our self-control to deal with the emotion of anger. Here it comes up, and it's like, instead of just letting that person get us, we can say, I'm not gonna give over my personal power to him. Right, I can control this. And then after we get through it, we feel so much better, because we don't regret, or like with our kids, we just overreact to something. We get so angry, and then we realize it's really, am I picking my battles? No, I'm just overreacting.
And you see, here I am thinking the negative side of it, so much easier said than done, but that's what this 12-week class does, is it kind of is almost therapeutic in a way to get you to think in an opposite way.
Yes, and you are going to use techniques. We know that if you reduce stress, anger is often a source. Stress just aggravates it, and it comes up. Because a lot of times anger is actually a second emotion, not the primary. Underneath it, if I get humiliated, I don't like being embarrassed. So I get humiliated, really it's fear. Fear that maybe I'm not competent, maybe I look bad, maybe I look stupid to people. But I get angry. I might get defensive with my spouse, but actually I might be hurt or afraid. So it's kind of secondary. And so sometimes it's getting to know ourselves. Self-awareness is a big thing, and you can learn techniques for that, really recognizing what's going on in me. And it starts with the physical. We have lots of physiological stuff for anger. Our blood pressure goes up, our heart rate strengthens. People feel it in different parts of their body. So starting to recognize where my body is telling me something.
And that goes back to what you were talking about. It's almost like an attack in some way. Your body feels like something's going on. We're talking about this What's Good About Anger class, and it's at the Parenting Center, and probably for a good reason, because a large part of that class is teaching parents how to not only harness their anger that they may have and frustration with their children, but working with the children and understanding their signals. How does that factor in with children? Let's talk about anger in children for a second.
Well, the number one is that as parents, we have to model what healthy anger is.
Right.
We can tell our kids, I need a timeout. We're going to talk about this, but I need a moment, because sometimes their behavior will just blindside us. We got a call from the teacher. They're what? So we need a couple minutes, and being able to tell our kids, timeout's not just I send you to your room, timeout, you're punished. It's also I need to get under emotional control or behavioral, just like you do, so that we can deal with the situation.
Right.
So we can model that for our kids. I need a moment. I need to calm down. We're going to talk about this. So you're showing them, step back, calm down, then I can be rational because I'm too emotional right now. So we model for our kids, but we also teach them, kids don't come into the world knowing how to deal with anger.
Right.
You got to eat even an itty bitty one and, tell them we got to pick up our toys, and they start throwing their blocks at us, and, okay, just trying to stop that behavior is not enough. It's like they still need to learn the skill. What do I do with my anger? I'm angry because I want to play till
and children tend to use anger as a way to get somebody's attention.
Sometimes, if we get into like temper tantruming, temper tantrums aren't unnatural. Like kids are born, they have frustration tantrums. Kids cry for everything. I cry when I'm hungry, I cry when I'm thirsty, I cry when I'm tired, I cry when I'm bored, and I cry when I'm angry. So they have to learn that skill and develop that skill. So we're the parents, what will work for them, what works for us. We can try that time out. Maybe for them it might be doing something real physical, and they can kind of let their muscles relax.
Right.
And,
Well, Paula, I know that we could talk for hours about anger management, and then again, that's why it's a 12-week course. But real quick, we're going to show you some information on the screen.
Okay.
But can you give me a real quick rundown of the program, cost, how long it is, and kind of.
Okay, it actually is 16 weeks. It's almost like you're taking a semester in school, because it takes that long to really get that skill down, because you're going to do lots of practices, take some strategies home and practice them, come back and, this is what I'm learning, this isn't what I'm learning. But the class is $100 for members and St. Tammany Parish Hospital employees, $150 for non-members. It is 16 weeks. It's going to be held every Tuesday. It starts on May 6th. And goes to, I'm thinking it's August.
I'm horrible with math,
okay.
but it goes
it's
for 16 weeks.
Yes, I don't think there's a holiday in there. So beginning May 6th, it's going to run from 6 to 8 p.m. It's actually going to be held at St. Tammany Parish Hospital's conference centers.
Okay.
So I believe the beta room is scheduled. And you can go to the front desk. They will direct you, or the signs will direct you to the class. But people that just want to grow in that skill, it's a wonderful place, and you with a lot of other people that are wanting to do the same thing.
The same thing. Well, Paula, I appreciate it. Thanks for being here today, sharing that, and we'll be back shortly.
After meticulous planning and loads of preparation, the instruments are ready. The lights are focused. Introducing the Covington Surgery Center, a state-of-the-art outpatient surgical facility right in your own backyard. St. Tammany Parish Hospital, world-class healthcare close to home.
Welcome back to Healthy Living, brought to you by St. Tammany Parish Hospital. We're talking all about kids today, and it's only appropriate to end our show talking about the activities that go on at the Parenting Center. And if you have kids and you haven't been over to the Parenting Center, you're missing out on an amazing resource that covers just everything. And today we're fortunate to have Lori Cage, who's Executive Director of the Parenting Center. So Lori, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I know y'all have a ton of stuff, and summer's coming up, so that's a great time. Kids are going to be out of school.
Absolutely.
You're looking for things to do with them and fill their schedule. And I know that you have a couple of programs that y'all definitely want to highlight that teach a lot of skills, not just life lessons and whatnot, but social skills and interaction. What are some of those programs?
Absolutely. Well, our programs are everything from fun activities to learning, like you said, and socialization. We always do our Cuddle Buddies class and our Play and Learn. And if for those that may not be familiar with the Parenting Center, we have an actual center that you can come to with your children and play from 9 to 1, Monday through Friday. We have a fabulous outdoor play area with lots of toys and games and a sandbox and things like that. And then the classes we have are interactive classes with like the caretaker or the mom or the dad or grandparents. We have those as well. And we break it into segments where they learn tactile functioning with their fine motor skills and introduce letters and colors and songs and music and toys and all kinds of things that kind of help the children learn to you know, separate their times, because a lot of times kids don't want to stop doing something and move to that next activity. So it kind of prepares them for preschool a little bit, that this is time to do this, now it's time to do something else. And then with that we do a craft at the end, so we always say come to our place to do all the messy stuff, which is one of the things we're going to do this summer is water and sand play day. So if you want to come out and see a lot of fun, that's really a fun
I'm definitely going to come. Yeah, y'all have one of the more fun jobs at the hospital, but you know, talking about some of the educational sessions, I know one of the big ones right now is 5210.
Yes.
The 5210 program. Do you want to talk a little bit about what that program is and exactly what parents and children are going to learn from that?
Okay. It is 5210 Let's Go. It is a national program, and it's taken off like wildfire in Baton Rouge area, and we have adopted it for our area to partner with different community people. The 5210 stands for you need to eat 5 or more fruits and vegetables per day, no more than 2 hours of screen time, 1 hour or more of physical activity a day, and then 0 sugary sweets. And I have to say that my 5 2s and 1s were all messed up, because I probably had the 5 hours of screen time, the 0 activity, you know, it was like, oh. So it's a quick little easy way to think about what you need to do. With that, the activities we're going to be doing is physical fitness as a family. We have an instructor that you come with your child, and we're going to do fun things that you can learn to do at home. It doesn't have to be going to a gym or that kind of thing.
Right.
It could be dancing around the house, you know, walking around the yard. You can get those inexpensive little dollar balls and, you know, play with those, and she'll show you some different activities and things you can do like that. I think the secret is to incorporate it into your family as something fun.
Right.
Instead of, oh my gosh, it's time to work out now, you know.
Exactly. And it sounds like this 5210 program really is kind of all-encompassing.
Yes.
It's not just a lecture, it's putting the movement, the exercise, healthy eating, interaction skills. So it's really, it's a mind, body, spirit type thing.
Correct,
You know,
correct.
just
And
everything.
then what you said about the food, we're also doing a component called Kids Kitchen, which is we'll have someone come in, and we've done this in the past. It's not new to us to do that particular thing, but just to introduce the family and the kids how to make some healthy snacks and foods and things you can do at home that are easy. And we found the parents will say, I never thought my child would eat that. Are you kidding me? And now they eat it. You know, it's like put tuna salad in an ice cream cone.
Right.
Well, then they think it's something fun and exciting, not just, oh my gosh, I got to eat that, you know, or vegetables, love to dip, you know.
Tackling those picky eaters.
Tackling those, absolutely, absolutely.
Which kids tend to be. So, you know, that's a great program. It's one of many that y'all have.
Right.
What are some of the other special events or regular classes that are coming up?
Okay. Well, one of the special events that we're going to do is Story Walk, and that is to incorporate literacy with exercise as a family. It will be held May 17th, and it's going to be at the hospital. So excited about this event. We're going to take a storybook, and you blow up the pages, and you place them along the trail, and at each of the signs and the stops you do an activity. Our book is going to be about some ponies, and we will actually have some little miniature ponies that will do a show at the end, but we're going to kind of lead it into, you know, like prance like a pony at one of the stops, you know, and it has a cute little saying with it or what have you, and they'll do that. And then at the end we're going to have some healthy snacks and some water and things like that. So we're real fired up about that.
So I bet people are going to want to register for that really quickly, because it's probably going to fill up.
We are not actually requiring registration, and it is going to be a free event to the community.
Well, even better.
Yes,
So,
absolutely,
and with
absolutely.
the weather we've been having, it should still be great at the end of the end of May, and you know, definitely something to take advantage.
Right.
What you know, I know ballet is one of the things that's huge for little girls, and Parenting Center offers a 3-week class.
Yes, for the little ones, because we've found in the community they said there's nothing for little bitties, you know,
Right.
because we'll take them at 2 years old to 5 years old to do this ballet class. And we have the instructor's a movement specialist, so she also is very talented with identifying, making sure your children are getting those milestones as
Right.
well as making it fun.
So you're sneaking in exercise.
Yeah,
and
we
something that's
sneak
fun.
in some education and entertainment. You know, some of our classes are purely, you know, you're going there for education, like our
Right.
co-parenting class and Children in the Middle, which is our divorce or separating parents that the courts a lot of time require them to go to a class just to hit on some of those issues you shouldn't do, like passing secrets and talking about money and arguing or putting down the other parent with the children. And a lot of it's really common sense stuff, but it's just hearing
Sometimes
it
you need to
again.
hear it again
You
or
need to hear it
reinforcement.
again. But the I guess caveat or really good thing that we do, we also do the children's program. So for 6 to 12-year-olds, the children are in the program the same time the parents are. So they're learning about the things that are going on and able to talk and process some of those things in a non-threatening environment with somebody that's not their parent, not their
Right.
teacher, not their friend necessarily, and we teach them a very important communication skill, which is using iMessages, which we also do with the parents and warn them, watch out, because your kids, we're teaching them the same thing. And I think that a lot of times, not even in divorce, but in general in communication, we forget that. You know, it's a lot less threatening if you say I and tie it with a feeling.
Right.
Like, I am frustrated when you are late. I get worried that you might have been in a wreck. And then the last part of that is asking them, so could you call if you're going to be late? And sometimes just those simple little communication tools, instead of blasting somebody saying, you're always late, you know, and yelling, and I think they're just valuable. Every time I teach the class, I say, oh, okay, I really need to go back and use some of these skills in my marriage so that I don't end up in this situation,
Right.
and in my relationships with coworkers and friends.
And that's what's great about the Parenting Center is it's really all interactive with the parent and the children. So
Yes.
y'all have a ton of events. We could spend hours talking about everything y'all
Absolutely.
do over there. But y'all are on Facebook. You have a St. Tammany Parish Hospital Parenting Center Facebook page.
Yes, we do.
We also have a huge calendar that's always updated with these programs.
Right.
And anybody can stop by the Parenting Center at any point just to pop in, see what it's about, and pick up an awesome newsletter that we have that highlights every program, time, and whatnot.
Absolutely.
So all those resources are available online. We hope people will take advantage of it. So Lori,
certainly hope
thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us today. We'll see you next time.